Good morrow, lovely little ghosts, and welcome to the Dark Orchard for Laura Watson's 13 Days of Vlogoween Disney Countdown.
As I said in my intro, this is a Vlogoween video. More specifically, today I'm going to be doing an Ariel SFX look. Before we get started, I want to tell a little story. So I'd been thinking about doing an Ariel inspired makeup, and I messaged Sarah. I was like, I want to do an Ariel look that I haven't done before. I've done a glam Ariel, I've done green dress Ariel for an amazement with the giant ball gown, and I did Ariel with a hook in her mouth for like an anti-pollution thing. So I was like, what else is there for me to do for Ariel? And then I remembered that the original Little Mermaid, the mermaid turned into sea foam at the end of the book. So I messaged Sarah. I was like, what can I use for sea foam? She was like, maybe styrofoam, but that's not really that great. We sort of like pitched ideas back and forth. Eventually we came to the conclusion that sea foam was just out of the question. I couldn't figure out a way to do a sea foam prosthetic. So instead, when I was really down on my thoughts and didn't know what to do for Ariel that I hadn't already done, she said, why don't we go to the beach? Maybe you'll be inspired. And we drove down to the beach. I grabbed anything in my house that was mermaid related, and I took it with me. My idea once we got there, because yes, I was inspired by the ocean. My idea when I got there was have Ursula grabbing Ariel. And as she grabs Ariel, Ariel gets angry and starts to become more fish-like, more part of the ocean-y. So that's the SFX look that I'm going to be doing today. Why am I doing it here instead of at the beach? Well, we did film a segment where Ariel was caught. Sarah had her nails done purple and black, and she threaded them through a net, and she caught me on the beach. However, it rained, and I did not have enough time to do the SFX makeup at the beach and do my transformation there. So I do have that B-roll footage. I will be putting it in at the end of this video, and it was meant to be Ursula as a human with those witchy fingernails capturing the Little Mermaid Ariel in a net. I wish it hadn't rained, but you can't control the weather. And honestly, it might have been fate that I ended up doing it here instead of at the beach, but at least I was inspired, and I'm just gonna play with stuff to see if I can get something out of it. I enjoyed seeing the ocean again. It's been since I was 13 years old since I saw the ocean, so that was nice. I did get bee stung. I stepped on a bee apparently, and I got bee stung on my foot, but I'm not allergic, it just really itches. I actually put my feet in the water. I have a pair of Vessies, which are waterproof, sandproof shoes, but I took them off and I actually touched the ocean and touched the sand with my feet. A mistake because of the bee, but it was wonderful because it'd been so long since I did something like that. I also picked up some really cool seashells and pieces of coral that were washed up on the shore. I won't be showing them here because some of you may be triggered by trypophobia, and the coral pieces are very trypophobic. So I may do that in a different video where I have this big warning on it, but for Vlogoween we're gonna shy away from that, even though it kind of plays into a Halloween theme. I just don't want to traumatize any of my ghosts. So now that all that's out of the way and you know that I was at least inspired by the beach, let's get into this makeup. So without further delay, let's get started. First thing I want to do is change my lipstick. Gonna be using Missy and Fierce by Wet n Wild because it is my reddest of red lipsticks. And I'm just going to go over top of what I have. Alrighty, now that lipstick is done, I think I'm going to go into the eyes next. And yes, I'm going to be using the avocado green palette because for some reason it seems like every character that I've done lately has green eyeshadow. So I'm going to use this bluish green over in the corner here. And I'm going to go all over the lid. Same color, same brush, underneath the eye. Now I'm going to go into my waterline with my black eyeliner and line the eye. And I did use black because this is a dark Ariel look. So instead of using white, I'm using black to emphasize a little bit of a darker characteristic with the makeup. And then I'm going to take Tarte Sex Kitten and make a sharp wing. Next, I'm going to go into the Big Wet n Wild palette. Going to load up this brush with this red. And I'm going to lightly powder my eyebrows. I didn't use my glue stick technique this time, but just keep in mind that you can use your glue stick to make it stick. So now I'm going to take a makeup wipe. I'm going to remove the makeup from this part of my cheek on both sides. So I'm taking my scar wax out of timeout. I'm going to attempt to do a gill on the side of my face. I've got a little ball of scar wax and I'm rolling it out. Then I'm going to put it right here on the skin. And take my little spatula and try to smooth it out. Oh hey, scar wax is going back in timeout. Never mind. Ignore me. We're doing, you guessed it, liquid latex. I don't know why I even tried. Okay, I'm just going to do lines down the side of my face with some liquid latex. And then after we layer it enough, I'm going to make gills out of it. I think I'm actually going to use the tissue paper method with this one. Oops, I was waiting for my latex to dry and then I got lost on TikTok. Latex is fully dry, face is snatched. I'm going to find something to pry my liquid latex up with so that we can get on with this look. So I'm going to use my dotting tool that I use for nails to separate and pry up the liquid latex. This side actually did the way I wanted it to. This side shriveled up on itself, but I think I can fold it in and stuff and still make it work. So my next step is to put foundation on these. Alrighty, now that that is blended in with foundation, I'm going to go in with some greens and purples and make some veins on it and just kind of make it more gill-like. So I'm going to take a narrow paintbrush and go into this foresty green. And first I'm going to make some veins. So now I'm going to grab the Giant Wet n Wild palette. And this purple down here with a fluffy brush. And just kind of dust over it. I'm especially hitting the edges of it and creating a lot of shadow with it. Then I'm going to go in with a darker green and blend it through as well. Okay, now I'm going to take Panther by Wet n Wild, which is a gray, like a dark gray eyeshadow, and I'm going to do like dark makeup around the eyes, still incorporating what I did earlier. Definitely going to put some in the corners here and blend upwards above the green. Then I'm also going to use Panther and go behind the gills with it. I added panther to the corners of my eyes and drew it out, sort of like a urchin spine or something, just like really sharp, evil looking lines. Then I'm going to go into that wing that I made and draw it out some. I dragged that out in sort of like a coral branch shape to sort of elaborate on the evil darkness taking hold of the very angry Ariel. Then I have these like little sea plant pieces, and I'm going to stick them in the corners of my hair, just so it looks like she's really being drawn into the ocean. And then very last thing, I'm going to put panther in the corners of my mouth. So this was me doing a dark Ariel inspired makeup. I do wish I could have filmed it on the beach, but I'm happy that I at least just got to do what I had in my mind. Next time around, if I'm doing gills, I'm going to try to use scar wax, because scar wax is really the best option for doing gills, but I was irritated with my scar wax. I have been this entire Vlogoween, so I tried my best. And it sort of turned out the way that I wanted it to, so I'm not mad at it. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you enjoyed this quick little run through of my Ariel look. And before we go, let's cut to that beach footage of Ursula trapping Ariel, and Ariel getting so mad, she turns into this. I know, super cheesy. But it was really fun to film it. It was fun to just get away for a little while and enjoy the ocean air. Like I said, it'd been forever since I went to the beach, so it was just a really nice little quick getaway to try to open my imagination a little bit. And it did, so it was successful. For the comments down below, tell me who your favorite Ariel character is. Whether it's from The Little Mermaid, Little Mermaid 2, Little Mermaid Ariel's Beginnings, The Little Mermaid TV show. So definitely let me know down in the comments who your favorite Little Mermaid character is. And if you don't talk to me about that, talk to me about something, because I just love for you to talk to me down in the comments. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope you come around again soon. Say bye. Bye.